can fly away.
Go. Okay. Nick, you could have told me you wanted to start out that way. I can actually splice the music into this.
Or
do both. Or I could do both. It just starts out just like really good quality and all of a sudden just goes into your phone quality. Like, yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
phone.
For you people who don't get that, and, you know, you probably should because you clicked
Clicking
on
on the name of this review.
I know, exactly. I was like, you probably should. You clicked on a review, it's called Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Z. But, I gotta ask one thing before we really get started in this, Nick. Since you are a Dragon Ball fan, and you weren't on our bloody time. What the fuck does this Z stand for?
In Dragon Ball Z or in Battle of Z?
Both.
Well, I don't know about I think Battle of Z is just playing off the Battle of the Gods name. But the Z in Dragon Ball Z was supposed to signify the end of the series.
Alright.
Yeah, that's why, you know, Dragon Ball GT is non-canon, because Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, had nothing to do with that. He made Dragon Ball Z, and that was meant to be the end. Game over. That's it. I'm done. Until now, when he's like, yeah, you know, I'll start up another Dragon Ball series.
Just like every creator ever, how they're just like, you know, like Hideo Kojima, who makes Gear, he ended it at 4, and we've had 2 other games since then now.
Yeah, well, for Akira Toriyama, it was just because when he released the Battle of the Gods in Japan, and it, you know, made a shit ton of money over there, he decided that it was popular enough that if he brought it back, it would be good.
Yeah, it's actually, it kind of got a really, it was rejuvenated for some reason. Within the last couple of years, I just saw it just explode with us around our age who kind of grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. Like, you know, for all the time, I was, you know, no one really talked about it. It was kind of all that, oh yeah, I remember Dragon Ball Z. And then all of a sudden, like, and you're in this camp there, Nick, where it just became really popular again. And they started watching the show and they became this, like, meme. I see it on my Facebook just littered where it's just, hey, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z, I'm just like, holy shit. I think
the release of that movie made people remember, like, oh yeah, that used to be a thing. Whatever happened to that?
It ended. And you know how I know it ended? Because this is like one of my criticisms even with this game. They've been telling the same story in the games for, how many games are out, Nick? Like, what?
Fuck, I don't
8,
know.
9, 10?
Probably.
It's the same.
Dragon Ball Z is like sports games. They just release a new one every year with slightly different game mechanics.
I know, slightly different game mechanics, but the same fucking fight, same story. I don't even need to know the show. I just need to play one of the games. I'm like, all right, I'm caught up.
Not this game, though. No. This game takes the story and says, fuck you.
This game doesn't have story. This game, okay, people who are wondering about, what is the plot of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z? Well, it's very simple. There is none.
It takes the fights from the show Dragon Ball Z and lets you choose whatever characters you want to fight in that fight.
Yes, they might have a little opening I hate to even call it a cinematic, but a little thing where they just drop down and say, hey, it's you, Kakarot, or something like that. Let's fight. You know, that's about the entire story as you get.
And if you want, you could have a team of 4 Gokus.
You can. And I think you did, actually.
Yeah, and that didn't help me either.
I tried to be as, I'm putting in this in the biggest quotation marks as possible, Nick. I tried to have it as real as possible by having, okay. Well,
now, how often did you have Goku in your fights?
I had him on all my fights.
Exactly. Yeah, see, there goes your realism.
No. I'm saying I didn't have any multiple people. I didn't have 3 Gokus. I could have, but I didn't. I just had one of each character. Because I don't know the show anyways, Nick. I couldn't tell you who was in what fight. So I'd be like, I don't know if he fought him or if he was part of this. All I know is I want to go with the people with the biggest hair because in this game and in this universe, that's who wins. The guy with the biggest hair, and that's why Krillin sucks. Because he doesn't have any hair.
Not until the Boo Saga, but he grows his hair because he stops fighting.
That's when he starts going with the bald math teacher look. Yeah. I do have, it kind of goes with, we say it has nothing to do with the show, but it kind of does in a way, but because you just follow the events, and then you go with this side timeline as well. They have 3 different timelines. You go,
Well,
okay, it's time, it's sort of time. Okay, basically you get to play as the heroes, and you get to fight the villains, and then I like the addition of them letting you play as the villains and fighting the heroes. I thought that was really cool.
and then the third timeline is the movies.
The third timeline is stupid as fuck.
And then other just random shit.
It's just stupid.
Oh, hey, you want to fight every form of Frieza all at once? Go ahead,
I
champ.
know. Or the early ones, it's just like, oh, do you want to just fight a bunch of those little green dudes?
Cybermen.
Yeah, you just want to fight a bunch of them, and
I think I killed like 110 of them.
I know, it was fucking a stupid amount. I was just like, oh wait, how long do I have to do this? Oh, for 10 minutes. Oh, just 10?
It's you have to wait till the leader comes out and then kill that one and it's over.
Oh, really? I don't know. Oh yeah, I forget. Okay, yeah. This is something I noticed during our bloody time, and you'll probably notice this too. Every mission is timed for no particular reason for most of them. There's some of them that actually say last this amount of time. But a lot of them just give
even
you...
the ones, if the time limit runs out, it's like, oh well, you win anyway.
Oh really? Is that what happened? I never had the time limit run out on me.
I had the time limit run out when I was fought Cell 1.
Oh really?
Yeah, the timer ran out on me because he kept teleporting away like a little pansy.
Oh yeah.
And I barely even touched him because he just kept running away. And the timer ran out, he's like, later bitches.
I have to... Okay, so I have to say a few things with how this game plays. Well, it doesn't play, all the Dragon Ball Z games I played, Nick, they were fighting games. That's what they were. They were two of you, health bar up top, and you just beat the shit out of each other doing whatever things they did.
This one is just flying game.
Yeah, it's flying, it's chaotic as fuck. So, like, in the beginning you're like, oh, this is kind of lame, because they give you that training mission. Once you actually start fighting guys, it kind of becomes this just button-mashing, simplistic bullshit. I did not like it. It was so simple.
If you think this is simple, you should really try Ultimate Tenkaichi.
What is that? Just jam on, like, X?
You go up to the opponent, you press X 3 times, and then both of you either press X or Y, and if you get a different one than the person you're attacking, you go into a rush, and you continue to beat the shit out of them, and if they press the same button as you, then they block it.
Yeah, it was...
And that's the game.
Okay. Yeah, this game is slightly better than this. Because the special moves you do is press 2 buttons, and then you can fire a fireball blast that doesn't do shit. I don't even know why it's there. It doesn't do anything. And then you basically, if you could get close enough, because they're flying around and jamming on the triangle. Like, when this first was happening, Nick, when I first fought my first boss, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I'm flying around, I'm knocking them through rocks. I kind of feel like the show. It gets so goddamn repetitive, though. You start playing it, and you're just like, oh my...
Honestly, I was like, nope, I am not listening to the story.
Oh, yeah. Well, there fucking is no story, but it's...
And I know that story by heart. I don't need a game to repeat it to me.
Everyone who plays any Dragon Ball Z game now knows the story, but... but basically, one of the problems I also had with the fighting, though, Nick, is that, normally with a fighting game, you can kind of try to time their moves, and you can block, and blocking doesn't do dick in this game. Because you start blocking, they'll just do a move that's unblockable, and then they also have this horrible key meter, where it runs out like nothing. You're just all of a sudden, and then when it runs out, you just stand there and go, man, I'm pathetic. It drove me nuts, Nick, because, especially since there's this one fight with, like, this big fat white dude, and he'll just start taking that shit away. He just has the ability to drain you, and then all of a sudden you're just, you're constantly...
The automaton of fun.
Yeah, you just start getting tired every 2 seconds. I'm like, God damn it, Goku, do something! I understand I don't have special abilities, but doesn't mean I have to just stand here like a bitch. Yeah,
you just have to punch him a bunch to get it back.
Honestly. Oh, well, that's also a pain in the ass, is trying to punch them, because half the time they're flying away like a little pansy. I'm just, come back here and fight me!
My biggest problem in this game is when you're trying to attack one enemy, and then 3 other enemies constantly are shooting energy beams at you, and you can't do anything about it.
Okay.
You're just kind of stuck there.
We'll get to that in a little bit, about how this game just takes a weird fucking turn in challenge. Like a stupid fucking turn. But real quick, this game has a leveling up system.
That I didn't understand.
I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why, because I tried to max out Goku. That's who I played as. Did you play as Goku the entire time?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I was going for Goku until I unlocked Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, because he's my favorite character in the show.
Uh-huh.
But as we'll get to later, I never got that far.
But I was okay. So I tried to level up Goku as much as I could. I gave him all the best shit.
Yeah, see, my Goku, he was like level 60
Oh,
or like level 30 or whatever, and everyone else is like level 5.
Oh yeah, mine was the same way. Goku was a high level because I used him, and I was like, okay, so he should be like an unstoppable tank. No, he just gets knocked out as quick as anybody else. So the leveling up system is crap, and they might explain it.
The only thing I could think of for the leveling system is every once in a while it unlocks another card slot, and you can use higher level cards.
You know what also really pissed me off, Nick, about the cards we're talking about? Because the leveling up system, you unlock cards after each mission, and the cards are just randomized. You know, you could just, you get a heart this time, you get, whatever, and it builds your strength, your fire blast, or whatever. But they... Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You also have microtransactions in this game, and I say, fuck you! This is a $60 game. If you want to have like these little cards that you could buy these absurd amount of cards if you wanted to, but you could just pay real money for them. And I just say, no, this game should be free. Basically, I have one rule with microtransactions, Nick. Either make it free, and then you could have all of them you want, or don't do it at all.
Yeah, see, I didn't see any microtransactions, so...
Did you go into the card viewer?
Yeah, I did. It used my in-game points.
Yeah, there's another way you can get those points, but I'm pretty sure now. Now you're making me second guess myself.
Maybe it's only PlayStation did it.
Yeah, only PlayStation's a dick. But yeah, I know we've been bitching a lot about this game, people, but I guess we'll continue on with the bad stuff because I do have a couple good things. The bad thing is, yes, the game is super fucking easy. Okay, you win everything, and it's really easy because not only can you be healed by your character, by your partners, but you also get with Goku I had about 4 retries at a time, where retry means they knock your...
The harder the stronger the character you choose, the less retries you get.
Yeah. But the problem with those retries, the retries are you get knocked out, you can stand back up, and it's just oh, okay, everything's good. But the problem is, your partners use those too. You can't choose.
Your partners can also, if they're not being dickholes, can come revive you.
Yes.
And not use a retry.
Oh, they're such assholes about that. I'll be down, I'm like, help me! And they're all 3 of them are just focused on that one dude. I'm like, help me!
As you're clenching your heart on the ground. Oh, God!
I had one of them, Piccolo, was literally flying right above me. I was down to it was saying 4, 3. It was like, dude, you just come here.
All they have to do is punch you. It's not that fucking hard.
Yeah, and it's literally immediately. It's not you have to sit there and tap him up. No, it just hit him. He's up. Okay, let's fight. But okay, so the game, I got all the way through fighting Frieza, and I kicked all the shit out of those guys. And then I beat the androids, and I got to Cell, and I was like, okay, he's a pansy. Then I got to the final Cell. I was like, all right, so far the game's not been that hard. I mean, I got hit down a couple of times. Not a big deal. I have never failed a single mission. Get the Cell. Okay, it starts out challenging. I gotta fight those little Cell people.
It goes back to what we talked to before.
Yeah, mini-me's. I gotta fight his mini-me's. And then and then I had to fight him, and I was like, alright, and then I beat him. And I lost a few retries. I lost him. My fucking partners lost him because I can't get to him in time because I'm actually fighting him, and those 2 guys are flying around with their thumb up their ass.
Now, did you use the different fighting techniques for them, or did you just let them do the basic?
Oh, are you talking about the whole the little command system, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I learned about that halfway through my Cell fight. To be honest with you, I wasn't using that at all. And then eventually I tried to tell him hey, you should back off this dude and just let me do it because you guys are pretty much dick. And they still were, they don't listen. The AI is shit in this game. But. Yeah, and then I finally beat him. I was like, okay, good. And then he just gets stronger, and he whips my ass. And so I'm like, okay, Brandon, maybe I fucked up somewhere. I found out about using the sensu bean that apparently gives me an extra retry without taking away from my retries. And I tried it again. He kicked my ass again. And you know what? When you get your ass kicked in this game, Nick, you get your ass kicked. It's not just oh well, I barely lost. No, it's oh, he just fucking destroyed me.
See, my thing, Cell especially, that Perfect Cell, he is that newbie dickhole friend who you played fighting games with who constantly used the same attack because it worked for him.
Exactly. He is, people, if you play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, he is like the Deadpool of Marvel vs. Capcom. Not in the crazy way, but in the holy shit. He just does one fucking move over and over and over and over. And he also has that fun thing that you mentioned the first one had, where he can teleport. And then you try to get close to him, and then sometimes he does this bubble shield thing that like just fucking knocks your ass out. And it's a frustrating fight, and it brought me to the point, Nick, this game beat me. I was thinking that, okay, start 2014, I'm gonna try to get through most of the games I play. First game we do, I can't even beat it. I just get so frustrated, I do my rage quit where I'm like, fuck you! And I'm just done with it.
See, Fate told me to stop playing the game.
Oh yes, when you accidentally sealed it back up.
Yes, when the sealing strip came off and it sealed itself shut, no more.
Yes.
None of that.
Alright. So yeah, we both got to the same area, didn't we?
Yeah, the fight with Cell that we couldn't beat.
Yes, so people, if you got past the fight of Cell, congratulations. I do want to get a little bit of good stuff here. Let me just say, this is the only game that I've played in a while where I get to beat the fuck out of some kid. And it's nice. When I play the villains, they're like, fight Gohan, and I just start beating his ass. I'm just like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, you're beating up a 6-year-old, you should be proud.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Did you play the online?
No.
Okay, I did.
I was trying to go through the story.
Well, once I kind of got fed up with the story, I was like, alright, I'm gonna go online. Alright, so the online has about 2 modes from my knowledge. There might be more, I didn't really dive into it too much. They have a Battle Royale mode, which, for people who don't know what that is, basically, it's everyone against everyone, and basically, you get knocked out, you're done. It's like elimination. So, the last man standing.
What, 8 people?
Yeah, it's 8 people total, both sides. And I didn't really check that one out, because okay, Nick, there are some hardcore fans about this, because I played the Team Deathmatch, and I was about, almost a level 60 when I started online. Holy shit, were these fuckers high. There was 234 and all this. I was the lowest dude there, and I'm just like, holy shit, how much did you guys play this game? Because I was almost done, and you guys just... And
those are probably the guys that just kind of, went through the story real quick, did it, and then just played constantly online.
Oh, it was stupid. And okay, let me just say, it took me forever to get in a match. It was kind of pissing me off because people would leave and they didn't want to have uneven teams, even though my team was still fucking uneven. Didn't matter. It was 4 against 3, but whatever. And at first I wasn't doing too bad. I was flying around doing the thing. It was just it was like the entire, the other 4 people I were fighting were 4 perfect cells though, where they were just a bunch of assholes. Until, I was like, okay, and then I reached this halfway point, because the online matches are long. They're about 10 minutes of you just flying around going, punching back and
so
forth.
It's just like the show.
Oh god, it's fucking stupid. And then when I finished the match, Nick, me with my whole thing, I didn't do that terrible. I look at my stats. Downed 9 times. KO'd people 2 times. I was like, god damn, I'm terrible. Apparently I was just the absolute worst, because I look at everyone else, the dude who was on my team, he got 9 people KO'd, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just done, because everyone knows how to do this game, and I'm just I got to the point where I was getting 3 people punching me at once, and I was just, okay, this is dumb. I don't know. I know I said, well, let's get into the good things. My one good thing is you could beat the shit out of some kid. I don't know. You're a Dragon Ball Z fan. Did you like this game?
Up until that Cell fight, I was digging it.
Were you digging it? It was just that Cell fight, which is because it was so frustrating and stupid.
Yeah, it was everything else super easy up until then. And then that happened, and after that was, oh, fuck you, okay? You don't just instantly become super fucking hard.
Yeah, you don't instantly become super hard, and then not only when I beat you the first time, you just become even harder, and I don't even get one of those halfway through, hey, are you okay, buddy? This is going to be considered a checkpoint. In case you lose, you could just start over from here. It's fucking
And see, at least previous games that had hard bosses, you could go, level up a bunch, and then come back. Like, Budokai 3 had a level up system that worked perfectly.
Well, can't you?
I mean, I don't know what the point would be. I mean, I guess you could just go through and then try to save up enough money to buy good cards, but...
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a tedious bullshit for this game. I really think they should have had... They didn't even have a difficulty scale, which kind of made me angry, because I was like, oh, maybe I'm just on normal and I need to throw it on easy for him. No, it's just one difficulty and, he just is a dick. And it didn't even do that wonderful thing that, Injustice did, where he just gets easier every time you get your ass kicked by him. It's just, no, you get better stupid. And, it kind of, that little bit drove me nuts. I do have to ask one last thing, Nick. What the hell is that shit where he keeps saying, I need energy, at the end of some missions where you just have to jam on the circle or B button?
That's supposed to be like, I don't really understand the point in the story other than they give you points.
Uh-huh.
But, it's to signify their online global interaction things, because the whole one of the big points of this game is to bring everyone together and, share energy with people around the world and all that shit.
I should have just kept my energy then. I thought, honestly, the entire time I was doing that, I was like, oh, there must be some really big fight at the end. If I don't have enough energy, I'm just gonna get my ass kicked or something. That's what my whole assumption was. Like, I had a fight.
Goku was asking from the future to send energy from the past?
That's what exactly I thought it was. This game's fucking crazy. I don't fucking know. I thought it was like so I could fight Kangaroo Jack on the box. I didn't know. Anyways, I don't...
He's a rabbit, damn it.
Oh, is he really a rabbit?
He's an Egyptian god.
Okay, I had no idea who the fuck that dude is. Anyways, do you have any closing thoughts with this game?
You are a better man than us if you can beat Cell.
Yes. Yes, you are. My closing, I say it's a really piss poor. It's like, this is just a wet, stinky fart to start out 2014 for me. Thankfully we're getting into some better games, but, it's just kind of like, ugh. Serious? This is what I started my year out with video games is Dragon Ball Z. Last year was such a better start out with because we had DMC, and that was such a better game to start out with, but I don't know. Anyways, what's your final rating with this, Nick?
I'm gonna have to go with a 2. 2-star Dragon Ball.
Okay, see, alright, Nick, I originally had your rating. When I was doing it, I was like, after I was done, I was just like, it's just 2 stars. And then you and me started talking, and when you told me you couldn't get past Cell either, I was like, there's no way we're both that terrible at this game. There's no way. And he is just ridiculously hard, because you and I both fucking played Dark Souls, for God's sake. We know what actual, what a challenge is, and what just fuck you player 1 is.
Yeah.
So
I beat Gears of War 2 on Insane almost by myself.
You did. I mean, that is a challenge. This is just stupid. This is just kind of like, it is, you had the best metaphor for this of just being, it's just like some adolescent little asshole who you're playing a fighting game with who just keeps jamming on that one button. He's like the dude who plays E Honda in Street Fighter. He just keeps doing
the thing with Cell though is, I really don't know how he gets his energy back fast enough to do that stupid bubble field thing like 8 times.
Oh yeah, he never loses energy. It just really, as you can see, kind of got under both me and Nick's skin here, people. I actually lowered my whole rating by 0.5. So I am giving this a 1.5 out of 5. This actually, if we don't get any shitty games this year, this might be on my worst game of the list, year list. So, that is it, everybody. Let us know what you think about Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, if you've played it, in our comments section, either on YouTube or on Facebook. Just a little heads up again, I cannot respond on YouTube, so do not expect a response on YouTube.
Can't or won't?
No, I literally can't. YouTube, they want that Google Plus bullshit, and I refuse to do it, so I can't.
See, my phone made me sign up for Google Plus anyway, so technically I do have a Google Plus.
Okay, yeah. Dustin may reply to you because he has Google Plus and he replies on Facebook or on YouTube. But you can follow us on Facebook, visit our website, BlazeScreenPod.com, or send us an email, BlazeScreenPodcast@gmail.com. Any of those ways work. If you like to talk to us about this game, I like to talk to you. And honestly, if you get past Cell, please let us know. Until then, Nick, I have only one way I want to end this.